senior citizen. Clear I'm one of the youngest people here, but I understand the problems that senior citizens go through because I know one of the biggest issues is the fixed income. And as somebody who has a relatively very modest income, it's very difficult trying to do things like housing and access to healthcare and all that. And one of the biggest problems is access to that healthcare because we have an elderly population that lives out in rural areas that doesn't have the direct means to go to a doctor at a drop of a hat, or the ability to, go see a therapist, because we have a large portion of our population suffering from depression and isolation. And what we need to start doing is really reconsidering, first of all, repealing the pension tax that exists, making sure that the retirement that y'all saved up for and earned, you get to keep it, that's yours, you've put your hard work in, it's time for my generation to put the work in next. So we need to start with repealing that tax and making sure that we have equity and we're treating our senior citizens with fairness, but also that we make sure the community is aware of the problems, because people are not aware that depression is rampant in the elderly community. People are not aware that isolation is a problem. And we can solve that. And one of the things I propose is we have a central volunteer access network for the state of Michigan, which includes an easy way for you, regardless if you're in Algonac, Alpena, Marquette, or Macomb, the ability for you to look into your community and say, these are the things that need help. One of them includes, meals, also including just being able to have conversations with your neighbors who may need the extra help or who are feeling so isolated they probably need somebody to talk to and vent. So the AARP actually just released a big report on it, and I got to read through it, and they basically said that affordability and access to these services is the biggest problem, and we need to start with access first things first. And that's why I propose the volunteer network can help fill in that gap until the state government kicks in, where we need proper funding, and bringing funding back to pre-2007 levels for things like community public health, community mental health, and these public services that all of us rely on. So, does that answer your question?
It does. It comes close. It's just that senior citizens are the largest employee pool next to young people graduating from college. So I want livable wages if I have to go back to work, which is it's looking like it's going to baby boomer plus. But so you did answer it, and so did Jeremy. Talking about the economy is what I think younger people can do because they've got the energy,
Yeah.
But I'll tell you, but I live it, and so
Yeah.
I.
And the thing is, too, we also need to make sure there's equity in hiring practices because the elderly have a lot more experience, but companies tend to focus on the younger generation because they think they can pay us less and also because we're young. We need to make sure that when people are applying for jobs, that you're competing against younger people, that we take into account the experience. We don't take into account, the extra cost for health insurance because that's unfair. It's extremely unfair. So.
Would anyone else